Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue my Grand Lake Rocky Mountain National Park scrapbook. So I'm going to use some newer papers, Stampin' Up! Papers, Country Woods, along with another collection from Echo Park called Lumberjack, and I'll throw in some close to my heart Jack as well. So these are the pictures that I'm going to scrapbook. We're continuing our Grand Lake weekend, and after we saw the top of Trail Ridge Road, we drove back down, and there was a moose on the side of the road. And so, of course, we had to stop, and my husband has a long lens, so he wasn't that close, but he got a decent picture of him. And we snapped some other pictures just in that area. I believe it's called the Kiwaniwa Valley. I'll have to check that. I was close. It was the Kawunichi Valley and the Never Summer Mountains. Okay, so let's get started. I have a base of the Country Woods DSP, and then 2 pieces of this lumberjack plaid. And I know they don't match, but don't worry, most of it's going to be covered with photos, and it'll work at the end. So then I'm going to border with a couple of strips of gold glitter paper. These are cut at 1/4 inch each. So we'll go ahead and fuss with these a bit, and I'll wind up gluing everything down off camera. So just a note, I was at a retreat when I filmed this, so there might be a little camera bounce. But yeah, I was up in that area of Rocky Mountain National Park for a team retreat. Okay, so this moose paper is from Echo Park Lumberjack. So I've cut it strategically so that I have strips of moose all the way across, and we'll go ahead and line those up. Very fussy, wants to move around a lot, so we'll get it lined up. If you've ever been to Rocky Mountain National Park, or even, like Yellowstone, a lot of the main national parks, whenever there's like a traffic jam, then you know that there's something to see, so everyone stops. So we had to stop and get our picture of the moose. Okay, got everything set up, and I'll bring my photos back in. So I have put this one photo of the valley in a flip flap, and then most of my journaling will be underneath when you flip the flap up, and then I'll have a pocket card underneath everything. So I'm going to set these photos along this column here, something like that. And then that one, and I'm going to trim this one up. So it's mostly of the road, and we don't want that. So we'll trim that one down. And then I'll wind up putting a sticker on it as well. And we'll go ahead and trim that up. Okay. So you can use your 4x6 pictures and fit quite a few on your layout. All right, so that's the basic design. I'm going to bring these stickers in. They're from Echo Park Lumberjack. And I like this banner idea. And then there's also some other smaller banners on this sticker sheet. So it's inspiring me, but they're a little bit too small. So I'm going to run with that idea. You'll see what I do in a second. And then I'm just looking at a bunch of the stickers. I like to cut them from the sticker sheet so they still have the backing, and then I can kind of play with them without committing to sticking them down. But first I'm going to add the pocket card. I've got this piece of patterned paper, also cut at 4x6, and it's going to sit underneath the flip flap. So that'll go down, and then the flip flap will go on top of it, and then I have this pocket card, and that will go there. So my husband and I, there's a game room at the resort that we were staying at. So the night before, we were in the game room, and there was a wedding going on at the resort in another area, but I guess the food attracted the bear. A bear wandered into the game room, and he just wandered in, sniffed, and turned around and left. So there was no cause for alarm, and everyone there was pretty stunned. So I just wrote a funny story. It's mostly fictional, but that's what I did for my my journaling underneath the flip flap there. So bear wanders in, bear wanders out. So yeah, pretty funny. That was a good situation with the bear. It was a good bear story, right? So, okay, so this is what I did with these banners with that idea. I cut them using Nested Essentials, and I took various pattern papers and cut those banners to use that up at the top. And then I cut some glitter paper and a smaller strip of pattern paper on top of it. So this is Stylish Shapes, and I've cut a circle to go over here. And that will kind of be my base for a cluster of stickers. So I have some trees and then a couple of word stickers and phrases, and I'm going to create a cluster right there and kind of cover up that car that's in that picture. And then over on the left side, I'm going to do another cluster of stickers kind of in that area. So this is an old close to my heart product. It's Fundamental Stickers, and I just did a little journaling with the date and place, and I'm going to put that there on top of my sticker. And then I've also added a little cluster of stickers on top of that banner up on the top right side. So I'm going to add some of these dots. These are close to my heart black and white acrylic dots, but there's also some black and white and I think pecan pie dots that are currently available. I'll put a link in the description below that you can get from Stampin' Up! That are similar to these. So yeah, I'll put a list of all the supplies that I used. The ones that are currently available, I'll put links in the description below. And you could get, Stampin' Up! Has a collection that has a lumberjack plaid in it, and so I'll put a link to that collection as well, so you can mostly duplicate this layout. And that's how the flip flap will work. I adhere them to the top of the page protectors, so I'll just stick that in the sleeve until I'm ready to put it into my my album. So I'll have close-up shots. I'm going to bring this closer to the camera, but I'll have close-up shots over on my socials, and the URLs will appear at the bottom of the page. I'll put links in the description below. Just click on that More button, and you'll be able to find all kinds of information. And also this one is my Instagram. I'll put links for those too. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd sure appreciate it. And then you'll be able to find all of my videos. Here's a closer look. And thanks for watching.